Hi folks, I did a video not long ago called a few ideas of how to start painting more loosely, and had an interesting question from Barbara saying that it's a problem she's always had. Although she doesn't lack the basic skills which she's acquired over the years, the real problem, she says, Steve, at least for me, is that I look at the reference but don't have imagination. I can't seem to think beyond that picture. Any suggestions? So I think the problem Barbara's having is she's got the reference photograph, but she's probably just painting it just too literally, too tightly, not letting her imagination do any work, just copying it too tight. What I try and do when I first look at the scene I want to paint, I'm not looking at individual elements, individual trees, bushes, blades of grass, whatever. I'm just seeing them more as a group, a main shape. And this is where the big brush really does help. And then just bashing it in as quickly and as I can. Not because I've got any huge lack of patience or anything, but I genuinely find that the quicker I paint, the better the painting turns out. Obviously this isn't going to suit everybody, and it's not going to suit those who want to paint realism or anything like that. But in terms of impressions and painting loosely, I think it really helps just to speed up. But not just that. Look at the main way, the main shapes in the painting. Don't see individual trees. See like a sort of rectangle block of trees or something like that, and just whack them in without any sort of fear. I think one of the problems is fear of failure. With practice, you'll learn to overcome that. You'll be able to, you'll sort of free yourself from. You'll see mistakes as more of an opportunity to learn, not as a thing to fear, but as a thing to help develop. Because you don't really learn anything when things go well. It could have just gone well by chance. When you learn is when things go wrong, and you learn from your mistakes. Barbara mentions a lack of imagination. I used to make up a lot of paintings, try and paint from imagination. In similar sort of respects, what I found was I also had a bit of a problem because they all tended to turn out the same. So that's why now I always use some sort of reference material. It doesn't have to be anything specific, and the photo I'm using doesn't have to have any great detail. All I'm looking for is a sort of like a flow, the way the foreground path sort of flows through the scene into the distance. Just a general flow. And then I'll go to work. And it's more about creating light then, really. One thing that I think definitely helps is just giving the paper a good, not a good soaking, but enough soak so that the paint will start slowly coming down the paper. This will automatically help loosen things up. And don't worry when you see, the paint dripping down the paper. It's all part of the process. One of the things I've learned since I've started was to really just go with the flow. It is horrible when you sort of tighten up and can't really paint the way you want to. Something I'd never really thought about before was, I can't remember who it was now, but I had a message from someone saying, far from from painting being a means of relaxation, painting for them is actually a cause of stress. It does the exact opposite thing of what it's intended to. The reason being, they tighten up and they get frustrated, and this frustration creates stress and anxiety and makes it a pretty unpleasant process. And it is a real shame when that sort of thing happens. I think the key to this is this fear of failure. Really don't be afraid of making mistakes. And if you are getting really frustrated, try and experiment, like close your eyes, just close your eyes for 2 seconds and do a couple of brush strokes, and then open your eyes again and just work with what you've got. It's amazing how often things will work out, and then do it again and just keep doing it. See how that develops. Could even try something that was discussed in a previous video and try painting upside down. I don't mean sort of hang yourself from the ceiling. Just paint the picture upside down, right from the start, right to the end, and then at the end turn it up, turn it the right way up, and just see what it looks like. See if that's helped you to create a looser painting. So thanks for your question, Barbara. I hope I've managed to. I'm not quite sure how well I've answered it, but I wish you all the very best with your painting. And if anyone else has got any comments or queries about this or anything related in the video, just leave them down in the comments below. And keep practicing, and I'll see you again soon.